Welcome to the Latino Slant. Please like and comment, but subscribe to the channel. Enjoy the...
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. The Slant? Yeah, but isn't this the unplugged version? I don't know. I think it's the unplugged version. All right, Paulie, let's go.
Yeah. So what can you tell us about the character, the person who is Jaime Reyes? Is he adventurous? Is he funny? Is he somber? Is he moody? Well, if you know any of those of his characteristics.
But I wasn't reading DC at the time, so I never picked up the Jaime book. And as I've talked about before, I love the wonderful cartoon Batman the Brave and the Bold.
Mm-hmm.
And Jaime's on that first episode and many others. And whether it's, that show would start out with a little teaser, little mini story at the beginning and then have a main story. And he was also not only in regular main stories, he would pop up in teasers once in a while. And I got to know him through that primarily. And I obviously didn't want to like him because I was nothing to do with anything other than I just like Ted Corden. They made me like him because they sold Jaime. Jaime is basically, he's a kid, of course. He's a Peter Parker type, except he's not like a sad sack like Peter Parker so much. He's sort of a geek. He's a big comic book geek who loves superheroes. So when he gets this ability, what's kind of one of the things that I really liked about Jaime is that, he's stoked about it. He loves that he gets to hang out with Batman and he worships, these superheroes in a sense. Like he's a kid. He's a high school kid about to go to college at this point anyway on that show. And and so he doesn't know how to work this thing. He doesn't understand what the Scarab is really. They actually do have an origin episode about it later called Revenge of the Reach where they deal with what the Scarab is and everything. At least on Batman Brave and the Bold. I know that it was similar in the comics. But he's really a fun character because he's a wide-eyed kid that just wants to be the best superhero that he can be. He doubts himself like Peter Parker does in a lot of ways. But and he bugs Batman, but Batman actually sees a hero in him.
Wow. And
again, he's a great character because he's a wonderful hero inside because he wants to be. And if you want to be a hero and you're smart and intelligent like Jaime is, that's why the thing sought him out. Although there's a darker origin to the Scarab, And even
thank you for that. Let me ask you this. You know both actors now from the Latino Slant and from Cobra Kai. Xolo and from Cobra Kai and then Fabricio from Mr. Iglesias. Both are very young. Both are very, likable. Who would you see as Jaime in out of those actors?
You're speaking of the kid who plays Miguel on Cobra Kai, right? I do know him because I love that show.
Yeah, that's Xolo, and then I've had Fabricio now on my show twice as far as our interviews.
Oh yes,
that's right. Guido, yeah.
Well, I only really know the work of Xolo, of that young man, and I think he's terrific. He's Jaime. I mean, I don't know he's not playing him, right? But I go that kid, I could see him playing in that character.
I mean, absolutely. The excitement meter for Blue Beetle, if they're smart, they would totally they should totally get a Xolo, That would be
yes.
I mean, just on a and I know that they just announced yesterday a couple of the supporting actors. So I'd imagine they already have him cast. They're just holding it. I can't imagine that they're going to wait for DC fandom. That would be that actually would be dope. That actually would
they
be
might
dope.
do it there. Yeah. Again, he's perfect for it. He's got. I think he can play because if they play him anything like I know him, and I only know him really from and he was on Young Justice as well. I remember from that. I didn't read a lot of his comics, but if they play him anything like that character, that's perfect. That would be the perfect casting, in my opinion.
Well, let's get back to the comments.
Also,
You gonna hang out for a minute there, Clobberin?
Sure, man.
Also, I was going to say, also seeing between both of them, between Xolo and Guido, it's like Xolo is more like the comic book in physical appearance.
Yeah, but Fabricio has more the personality. He will be
Mhm.
great to be this guy geeking out on screen. And if you are
But
going to do this version of Blue Beetle, you gotta do it right. This will be the definitive Blue Beetle for a lot of people for a long time. So
Mhm.
it gotta be amazing.
but I mean, he is an actor, so Sherlock could maybe, if he does it well, like channeling it.
I love the fact that there is a brief history with Jaime, and I'm of course I don't want them to screw with it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because this is a big deal for us, for the Latino community, for Latino actors. This project, it's a big deal. We're happy. It's okay to be happy, guys, about this stuff.
Yes.
Most of these race swappings are done with really, to be polite, they're misguided.
Agendas. They're agendas, and those are always misguided.
Right,
I was gonna
right.
say,
And that's me being
Ilfop
polite.
planning.
It's misguided, right?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
seems to be authentic.
Well, he's an established character. And
And
again,
I do agree.
go ahead. He's established. Go ahead, Bob. Go ahead, Pablo. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was only going to say that yeah, I do agree. Normally it feels like handout, and this one feels like a casting that they are actually making because they want to get this.
He is
That's
a cool
what I
dude.
can- yeah.
What were you saying, Clobberin?
Well, no, I was just going to say about the Blue Beetle. Again, DC
Yeah.
really was horrible what they did to Ted Cord, the character, which I really loved. He was the second Blue Beetle. He was the Silver Age Blue Beetle created by Steve Ditko. And he, on Batman Brave and the Bold, they fixed that. They fixed a lot of things in the sense that they gave him a more honorable, yes, he still, died, but he had an honorable one rather than being murdered by Maxwell Lord by being shot in the head, which was disgusting. They gave him a hero's type ending, and they involved Jaime in it. That episode followed the Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle was in the very first. Jaime was in the very first Batman Brave and the Bold episode, but then a little bit later, he was on. There he is from the show.
I mean, that looks like Xolo.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And the
I mean,
comic book is so close to that as well. So
Yeah. On Fall of the Blue Beetle, that was also that's the coming out characterization episode for Jaime. Yes, it's about Ted Cord and dealing with him, which was fantastic because I love Ted Cord. But it was really a Jaime episode. There were a couple others that stood out where he would pop up once in a while, but he also had one where Night of the Huntress, where he's just now going to college and he's geeking out over because she's so damn hot and stuff. The whole episode he's going nuts over because he's a kid, and that was a fun one. And she's all after Batman, and he's all into her and stuff. And it was just a fun episode. And again, there's one later called Revenge of the Reach, which explains his power, the Scarab, because as you can see in the early episodes, he's arguing with this alien contraption on him. He doesn't know what it is. We don't know yet. So if you ever want to know things about the Blue Beetle, watch that great fun show, and you can watch those episodes with him in it. See, Jaime, they're casting him to look like Jaime because again, that way he's established in the characters a good long time ago. In the comics a long time ago.